Hello and welcome. If you found your way here, you don't need to be in the right mindset. You don't need to concentrate. You don't need to take notes or make sense of anything straight away. This isn't a video about fixing burnout. It's a space to sit beside it. You can listen while walking, while resting, while doing nothing in particular. Let the words pass through rather than land perfectly. There comes a point where rest no longer does what it used to do. You take the day off. You sleep longer. You cancel plans without guilt. On paper, everything looks right. Yet something inside you stays tight, dim, unchanged. The tiredness feels deeper than the body. It lives somewhere behind the eyes, somewhere beneath motivation, somewhere language struggles to reach. Burnout often begins here, not as collapse, not as crisis. It arrives as a quiet confusion. You start wondering why the things that once helped no longer touch the edges of what you're carrying. The usual repairs stop repairing. The nervous system stays lightly alert even when nothing is being asked of you. Psychologically, this is often the moment where effort has been overused as a stabilizing force. For a long time, effort worked. Effort organized the day. Effort softened anxiety. Effort created movement, safety, worth. Over time, effort stopped being something you used and became something you lived inside. When effort finally loosens, the mind doesn't immediately know what to do with the space. You might notice emptiness alongside exhaustion, a sense that stopping reveals something that busyness had been quietly holding back. The body often responds by staying guarded. Muscles remain gently braced. Breathing stays shallow. Sleep loses its depth. This isn't resistance, it's protection. Your system learned that slowing down meant everything else would rush in. There's no instruction here, no method to apply, only a noticing. Burnout isn't a failure of rest. It's a sign that rest alone can't reach what has been quietly overextended for too long. Sometimes the deeper question isn't how to recover, but what you've been holding together through effort alone. When burnout settles in, the night often changes first. Dreams thin out, repeat themselves, become strangely practical, or disappear altogether. You might wake with the sense that you've been busy all night without knowing why. The inner imagery that once felt rich or symbolic flattens. This isn't the psyche shutting down, it's the psyche adapting. Dreaming requires surplus. It draws on the same inner resources as imagination, curiosity, and emotional digestion. When those resources are stretched across waking life, the dreaming mind becomes economical. Many people notice dreams about logistics, packing, traveling, being late, losing items. The tone stays muted. The emotional charge stays low. Psychologically, this reflects a system focused on maintenance rather than exploration. The unconscious stops pushing material upward and begins holding it quietly. At times, dreams disappear completely. Sleep becomes blank. This can feel unsettling, especially if dreaming once felt meaningful. Yet absence carries its own intelligence. Silence often signals conservation. Spiritually, there's a quiet dignity here. The inner world knows when speaking would overwhelm rather than heal. It withdraws its stories until there's space to receive them. Nothing here needs decoding. No symbols demand interpretation. Dreams tend to return when safety returns, when energy gathers again, when expression senses it will be met with space rather than demand. Until then, even the absence of dreams is a form of wisdom. Burnout rarely feels dramatic. It feels like dilution. You still show up. You still speak. You still decide. Yet each action carries less weight. Words leave your mouth without landing anywhere inside you. Choices feel flat. Days blur without texture. Energy here isn't excitement or productivity. It's presence. It's the feeling of being behind your own eyes, the sense that your inner world has density and charge. Over time, emotional responsibility erodes this quietly, caring for others, holding roles together, staying regulated so everything else can keep moving. These don't drain energy in bursts, they leak it slowly. Energetically, burnout feels like thinning boundaries. You notice it when other people's moods linger longer than they should, when noise enters too easily, when small decisions feel disproportionately heavy. The inner container has been stretched wide and kept open. The body responds by conserving movement, slowing react,